Hello, guys. It is about roughly like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm not tired. What's up? What's going on? I'm not tired at all. Far from tired. I was actually just in here doing a little bit of cleaning up, and then I realized that I have not been on here actually doing like a live for you guys in about a week. I know I was supposed to do like a lunch chat with you guys. I think it was yesterday. Shit happens, especially work related stuff. And being the only person or being the only manager in the building, it is a very challenging thing sometimes. What's up, Oz? Yeah, it is it is very challenging at times to actually be able to take a lunch break when you're only manager in the building and still, listening out for calls. And sometimes I actually, while I'm on my lunch break, they call me for something that I gotta actually go out on the floor for. So that's been what's up, Ant? I'm good. I'm straight, man. I'm straight. So yeah, it can be challenging at moments as far as being able. Yeah, I know, brother. I know. I do appreciate that, man. Like I said, it can be challenging at moments to be able to take a lunch break for one and actually be able to sit down the entire time and enjoy it. Especially with that store. That store is just a monster all on its own. Like if you guys can spend a day in my shoes as far as what I deal with on a nightly basis at that store, you guys would have no idea. No idea. So so I wanted to kind of like decompress a little bit. So I was up playing some Warzone with some with my boys, and that shit was driving me crazy. So we just got done literally probably about like 1:45 ish, 1:50 in the morning. The family's doing good, man. Just Beach Watch Dogs won. Um, I cut my own hair, Taj. So that's the barber that I do. The barber is myself. I don't have that same struggle like everybody else does. So I actually was looking at GameFly and seeing what games were out, and yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that. And I appreciate you guys being up with me this late too. Really do. Really, really do. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Now I think about it, I'll be back tomorrow. I know, brother. I know. That's the main game that I'm waiting on right now. Big major release. I will definitely be back with Dark Souls 3 tomorrow for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. I'll be playing Dark Souls 3. It's just playing the game with my boys actually ran a lot longer than I thought it was gonna run, which is fine. But I gotta make some time for you guys. So I'll be back with Dark Souls 3 tomorrow. And as I said, I was looking at GameFly to see what they have as far as new releases and stuff, and it's really nothing out. It's nothing out. I think I actually put in a queue for was it you, Kevin, asking me to play Saints Row? I know it's some. I think it's like Saints Row 3 or 4 remastered that just came out recently. So we'll um we'll play that when it comes in through GameFly, and they have like the Mafia. They got the Mafia trilogy that was just remastered too. But here's the thing: it's out on PlayStation. I don't even know why you're saying fucking Daymare because that ain't gonna happen. It's out on PlayStation. However, it's not out on GameFly until yeah. At least you've seen what it is now, Trey. Um, yeah, it's not out on GameFly until like something crazy like August, I believe. So that'll be the next game that comes in through GameFly, and I'm just gonna go just outright buy Last of Us 2. What do I think of Ghost of Tsushima? It's looking way more promising than what I had anticipated. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing that game for sure. And I didn't realize that was actually that's made by the people that did Infamous and Infamous 2. So no wonder why the graphics look so crazy. What's up? What's the question, Kevin? Watched a couple of vids after doing research is not a good idea, but hold on. Doing research. I've been telling you to not buy the new system on launch day. Haven't I been like stressing that for God knows how long? I've been stressing it. I've been really, really stressing it that you guys should not get the system. It's gonna be dark as shit right now because I gotta walk through the kitchen. I gotta turn. What's up, Raven? All right. Yeah, I mean, I understand as far as wanting to support it on launch. So sometimes YouTubers bought expensive games, and I don't know how it confuses you. What do you mean by that, Kevin? Miss you too, Raven. Miss you too, brother. Yeah, but I never been a, I never been a fan of getting new systems on launch. One, I'm not going to stand on a long ass line for the possibility of getting one. For one, but two, as I said before, my thing is just like bugs and how do YouTubers get a lot of money to buy expensive games? So it's a lot of different avenues that that YouTubers, especially like prominent YouTubers, are getting their revenue from. So not only are they getting the revenue from the videos for one, sponsors is another thing, merch sales is another, and and donations. Honestly, depending on depending on if they stream, but yeah, it's donations. If they have like a Patreon, they have that. Now they have like channel memberships. It's another thing. Like I said, so sponsors, Patreon, streams, donations and things like that. Then, like I said, the ad revenue that they get from the videos, and then what was the other thing I said? Merch sales. So it's a lot of different avenues, but you have to you have to build that fan base for one in order to really grow when it comes to something like that. When you're getting revenue and you're not just basing your revenue just off the simple fact of whatever your videos generate. It's so stupid. So so yeah, I mean this. So I had to explain this to somebody the other day when they was asking me as far as like how does it work when it comes to YouTube, and people think that you get, except for the individuals that know already. Some people feel like you get paid off of the subscribers, which is not the case. The subscribers help you bring. I don't know. I don't know. And how do you balance the line of being PG and being raw and uncut? Hmm. It depends on the individual and the type of content that they create. Honestly, that's really what it boils down to. It all boils down to the creator and the type of stuff that they make. Now, as I said before, when they did this whole thing with the nah, honestly, really for real, it doesn't bother me none because I have my channel set as not for kids. So I haven't had an issue with demonetization. The only thing I've had like demonetized really if it's anything that is like copyright claim as far as like music wise or if like the original creator or whoever the creator is really if they just claim the video just for the revenue part, which I really don't have an issue with. I don't really get too many of those. If anything, I've seen more of those copyright claims come from honestly the GTA streams because of the music that plays with with the radios and stuff like that. So if anything, those are the main ones that I've noticed recently. That even though I've gotten a lot about those streams before, which those get claimed from the music companies and things like that. But other than that, though, I don't have an issue when it comes to me and monetization and my videos and things like that, because the only time that you guys really hear me curse a lot really is in gaming streams and depending on the game that I'm playing. Other than that, though, I really don't curse too much. So it's not a hard balance though. I mean, it's tougher for some of the other like creators that have like really raunchy type style videos of where they have to either tone it down or they have to change their video styles altogether. So it's all based off of just the creator itself and just depending on the type of stuff that you make. Yeah, basically like Hodge Twins. How they have their uncut stuff, and then they have the non raunchy type things because of YouTube and monetization and things like that. Dude, just think about it. Just think about this. Think about this. And now that I'm realizing this, look how much YouTube has changed. Like really think about how much YouTube has changed now and how you don't have the same type of content that they used to have. So remember back in the day when they had like the whole thing I understand how that is, Kevin. So remember you said I make my live streams fun and funny at times in your reaction videos. I tried my best, man. I tried my best. I feel like I got a dry ass personality, to be quite honest. I'm not as my energy is so kind of mellow, and I'm not as I'm not one of those talking real happy type people. Like I try to keep my energy about as even kill as much as possible. I think if you guys seen that I was just being extra, I think you all would be able to tell. You all been around and watching me for a while now, to the point that you'll be able to tell whether or not if I'm putting on the front for something versus me actually like being genuine when it comes to something. I think you all have known me well enough to know the difference of one versus the other. When you gonna get? Well, I haven't played Dark Souls since the last time I streamed it. I haven't had time to actually really play anything at all, for real. I've been when I've been getting home, especially this week, man. This week is fucking kicked my ass. Like this week, I've been getting home. taking my clothes, changing them, sitting down, talking to the wife. She'll doze off. I'll kind of get myself comfortable. I'll throw on a video to watch, and then next thing you know, I'm out cold myself. And then, Little Man doesn't really. Man Eater came out already. It came out yesterday or Thursday, I believe. Thursday or Friday. It's already out though. That's the end of my job. I thought about getting it through GameFly, but I don't know. Something about it just doesn't grab me as much right now. But if you guys want to see it, then you all just let me know. So yeah, I think that's what it is for me though, man. Like I try my best to entertain you guys as much as possible with my hmm yeah, yeah. So I actually, dude, that's actually one game that I played a shit ton of. Like I've played Streets of Rage 4 so much, and it's still like I haven't played it this week, but like man, I played so much Streets of Rage 4 just to unlock all the characters. You got to put in a lot of time into doing it, but it's fun as shit though. It's real fun. It's real fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. That's a good purchase. Yeah, that's a good purchase, man. I think Streets of Rage 2 is still my favorite. Streets of Rage 2, Part 1, Part 3. No, 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 no. Part 2, Part 1, Part 4, and Part 3. That'll be the order that I have to put it in. Heard of this game called The Hood. What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. Is that a PC game? Is that a fucking PC game? That sounds like it's a PC game. Um. Oh, you talking about Guns, Gore, and Cannoli? I think that's the game you're talking about. They actually made a sequel to that. I haven't played it. I haven't played it. Mm. Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, you can use a controller to play games on PC, so you don't necessarily need a mouse and keyboard. Um, that sounds like that really sounds like it's a PC game on Steam or some shit. Yeah, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli was okay. It was okay. So, what have you guys been up to since the last time I streamed on here, man? What have you all been doing? Hey, man, I'll be a console dweller. I'm more than okay with it. I think that is the biggest problem that a lot of people have with MK11 OS. Honestly, that's one of my biggest gripes with MK11 is the movement. It just feels so slow. MKX is definitely way faster, but man, it's such a fun game though. It's such a fun game. I don't know. I have to see more. I have to see more about what that movie's going to be about. I mean, I'll watch it for sure. Don't get me wrong. I'll watch it, but I don't know how to feel about it right now. Yeah, you're not the only one to feel that way, Oz. A lot of people feel like MKX is honestly better than MK11. MK11's visuals are crazy. Oh, speaking of MK11, just reminded me. Just reminded me. I won't be able to play the aftermath, the additional story part of the game only because I don't have the funds to actually get that part. And so what we will do, because I do want to check out all the friendships that they've added into it. So we will check out the friendships, and we will rate all the friendships that we have on there. But as far as the additional story piece, I won't be able to play that for you guys, unfortunately. Like I said, because I don't have the money, the additional $40 that you have to pay for that additional story part. So we will still play it. We will still check out the friendships with all of them, and we will rate all of them, and then go from there. But as far as the story aspect, I won't be able to play that for you guys. Just reminded me when you brought up MK11. Yeah, Sonic Generations is actually cool. I actually like, what was that, Sonic Mania? I actually like Sonic Mania too. I hadn't even watched the new movie, so I don't even know what the new movie was like. Heard some decent stuff about it. Man, I don't even have a favorite video game character of all time. I mean, of course, I grew up in the time when Atari was still in. God, Atari, of course, NES, SNES, Jaguar, Sega CD, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn. Well, basically anything from the Atari era on up is where I grew up on. But of course, I've only had. Hold on, let me think about this. So my brother had an Atari. I don't remember which. I don't remember which version of the Atari that he had, but I had an NES, SNES, Sega Genesis. Never had a Sega CD. PlayStation 2, PS3, PS4. My brother had a TurboGrafx 16, and I think that's all the systems that I've had. Yes, that's all the systems that I've had. Oh, no, 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 sorry. And a Dreamcast. Also had a Dreamcast too. But that's it. I never had the Sega Saturn, never had the Sega CD, 32X, whatever the additional add-on. Yeah, I seen the additional cutscene with Tails. What team was I? Sega or Nintendo? Well, it was different for me. It was different for me. So I never got the systems when they first came out. I was always a console behind the release of the next one. So when the Sega Genesis is out, I was still playing my NES. And then when the SNES came out, I had my Sega Genesis. When the PlayStation came out, I had my SNES. And then when PlayStation 2 was out, I had my PlayStation until finally I was able to actually get my own PS2. And then even when PS3 came out, I still had a PS2 for a while. And then I bought my. No, I take that back actually. I had a 360, I had an Xbox 360, and then you guys know the story with that. I got the red rings, 3 times, and then after the third time, I decided to get a PS3. Now I got my PS3 off of eBay, and I got it off of eBay for 250. Well, including not including shipping, including shipping, I paid like 280 for my PS3. But it was like the original PS3 with the big bulky silver writing on the front of it with the silver buttons. The one I was backwards compatible with PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. Man, I love that goddamn system. I had that system for a long time until I had to replace it. And it never died out on me. But I knew it was getting to the point where I had to replace it. But man, having that functionality of being backwards compatible and playing all your old games and not having to worry about all your old systems. That shit was so great, man. So great. And I think I got my PS4 in like 2000 and it's been about 4 years, almost probably 5 years now when I got the PlayStation or the PS4. I was actually me and my boys were just talking about this while we were playing Warzone, and one of my boys is saying something about how what's up, brother? Excuse me. One of my boys is just talking about how he's getting the PS4 or PS5, and he was talking about the new update with Warzone and how it's going to be as far as file size wise, and how he was just like they got to make the file size to the point where you don't have to delete nothing. We was just like, man, just get another hard drive. So I guess he was thinking that it was going to be like $100 and something to get a hard drive. I was like, man, me and my other boy was like, man, we paid nothing but I paid 35 for my hard drive. I think my other boy paid like 30 for his, but I think I got like 1 or 2 terabytes at mine versus just buying a whole brand new system, which hopefully I don't have to do at any point. But you know how it goes. Um, Also play Need for Speed Rivals. Do you skip or play card games campaigns nowadays since multiplayer is the main reason why we play card? No, I love the campaigns and Call of Duty when they do have it. So I still play campaigns when they do have a game that has a campaign in it. Now, granted, this multiplayer, besides Warzone, I don't care for. I haven't played. I actually got rid of my copy of Call of Duty, as you guys know, a week into the release of the game, and so I have not even played. I haven't played multiplayer since they had like a free trial on it on Warzone, and I was only just to level up one of the guns I was trying to work on. Other than that, I don't care for multiplayer on this Call of Duty, with the exception of Warzone. And then Warzone itself can be like iffy, depending on the servers itself. Do you also prefer COD or Battlefield in the recent past couple years? So, Battlefield 1 came out, I think, when Infinite Warfare came out. Infinite or Advanced? No, I think it was Infinite Warfare. And I prefer Battlefield 1 than I did Infinite Warfare. And then when Battlefield 5 came out, I don't know what the fuck happened with that shit. I don't know what happened with that. I haven't even thought about remotely playing that at all after the beta. After I played that beta, that was it for me. That was it for me. I already knew I wasn't going to play it. And I don't even think people are even playing that Battle Royale mode on that game. I don't hear anyone talking about it at all. At all. PS Now games lag. It's because you are streaming it directly off the web. It's not a game that's downloaded onto your system, unless it gives you the option of actually downloading the game itself off their servers. But other than that, if you're playing a game don't where you can't download it and it's not for you to download, you're streaming the game like Steam, basically, which is the reason why it's going to lag. So unless, like I said, unless it's one of those games where it allows you to actually download the game itself, you are streaming the game off the internet exactly. Almost like what's that, Stadia, I believe. I believe Stadia does that. But other than that though, that's the reason why it's gonna lag for you. No, I didn't actually tell you. So I looked at a part of it the day that they showed it. And so I didn't watch the actual full tech demo until I want to say it was like a couple days after. I'll answer that question in a second, Oz. So actually looking at the full demo or tech demo itself, I think that shit looks crazy. But at the same time, it depends on the developer and what that developer does with it. So a lot of it, based off of that Unreal Engine, the Unreal Engine looks crazy. It looks absolutely positively crazy. But as I said before, it's just all based off of developer. The developer takes full advantage of the capabilities that the PS5 is going to have, then I think that's going to be the only question. I don't think it gives you the option. It's all based off of your internet connection, Kevin. What's the big deal with the triangles? I guess because so many triangles make up the actual the picture of the game itself. I think that was the reason why. And I would agree with you on that question, Trey. To me, I feel like it's the Great White. It's the most dangerous. So I think that's the reason why they was emphasizing as far as how many triangles they have in that shot because it just looks like you wouldn't think it was all like small triangles, but they have to sell the tech as much as possible. So I would expect that. So if you download a game from PS Now, when PS Now expires, will you lose the game? Yes, you will lose the game. It's almost like having a PlayStation Plus subscription, and when you have a game that's directly connected to the PS Plus, and when you lose the membership, you don't have access to that game. It's the exact same thing. It's no different. The exact same. That felt good. Um, what about the game that don't have a PS Now sign in front of it? You talking about the games that you download directly off the PlayStation Store? If you buy a game off the PlayStation Store, then I mean, regardless of if you have a PS Now or a PS Plus membership, those games are yours. Period. It's just the ones that are linked to the PS Plus, as far as like free games. For instance, any game that's free that is connected to PS Plus, once you lose that membership, or once you don't have PS Plus, then you don't have access to those games. What time do we got? It is 3:03. I'm gonna be on here with you guys for another 30 minutes. I give you guys till 3:30. It is now 3:03. So I want to be able to lay down at some point, but I'm just not tired. You downloaded a game from PS Now, but it does not show a PS Now subscription sign on it. Excuse me. I don't think it's going to show a PS Now thing, but I'm pretty sure if you cancel the membership, you won't have access to that game. So now that I think about this, wasn't E3 supposed to be happening sometime in June? Now I'm wondering with a lot of these other developers and a lot of these other companies, if they're still going to do like their own. Okay, yeah. So you should be fine. I wonder if they're going to do their own like reveal and announcements and stuff like live stream to everybody in regards to like new releases and surprise releases and things like that. Since they're not doing any E3 conference this year. Yeah, I think it'll be cool to see what it's going to be like. I mean, you already seen like a small little sample based off of what they shown with the what is it that Xbox conference that they had a couple weeks ago. Yeah, you already know it's going to look good, so you shouldn't be too surprised about that, Trey. It's like when you hear a new title from Naughty Dog, like you already know this shit's going to look amazing. Yeah, but I think they got a lot of slack before everything had happened too. In regards to what exactly, Trey? You talking about with the Madden and 2K? Yeah, I don't know about that neither, Kevin. Not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it's about June 1st. They're actually opening my. They're starting to open my county in June 1st. So we'll see how this shit goes. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, I mean the only thing you could do at this point, Trey, is just wait to see what's going to happen with it. That's the only thing we can really do at this point is to see how graphics are going to look, how well it's going to be, if it performs well, and I'm sure they'll have some decent launch titles and stuff. But I'll end up getting mine at some point next year. At some point next year is when I'll get mine. It depends, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when this shit is going to end for real. I feel like once they find a cure is when everything will pretty much like go somewhere back to normal. But I can't even say going back to normal is going to be a thing neither. Even when they do find a cure. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Even when they do find a cure. That's because y'all been in the house. I can't say the same for me. Like I said, for me, I've been working every day. Okay, you knock yourself out with that, Trey. Have fun. Have fun with that. I'm not doing that shit. Ouch. Whew. Okay, that's better. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you guys. I think that was pretty much anything I needed to say. Gave you guys the info as far as to what was going on with me not streaming recently and the plan for tomorrow. Oh, so I will tell you this. I will tell you this. It's about a 95% chance that I will not be streaming next Saturday. It is it is me and my wife's 4-year wedding anniversary, and I will be spending my day with her. So do not look for me next Saturday as far as stream wise is concerned. Like I said, it's me and my wife's anniversary, and I'll be spending the day with her that entire Saturday. So don't look for me next week on Saturday. How do I feel about Takashi coming back and all the drama? He's trolling like shit. He's doing what he always does. He's doing what he always does, and so it doesn't surprise me. I didn't see who's your favorite Joker and Batman movies. I think Heath Ledger is definitely up there with Jack Nicholas. So it's I can't tell. Thank you, Oz. I appreciate that. Or Jack Nicholson. Also, I feel like I said Jack. I don't know what his fucking last name. I can't remember his last name right now. I'm having a brain fart. But the original OG Joker and Heath is like real close, really close. Like every time I sit back and when I do watch that particular one, like every time that I watch it, I would you don't have to, man. It's unnecessary. Um, those would be my top three, and then fucking what's his name? Can't remember the guy's name. The one from the Joker from Suicide Squad is the worst. Yeah, Jared Leto. Thank you, thank you. No, I was just saying as far as to me, Trey, as far as like the best. I mean, Heath Ledger did a hell of a job, and I can't even say anything about Joaquin Phoenix because I mean he did a hell of a job too. But like I said, to me, for me personally, when I sit back and watch that Batman movie, and to see the type of job that Heath Ledger did with that Joker, that version of Joker, like I appreciate it more and more and more and more every time that I watch that movie and seeing him on camera and seeing what he did with that character. To me, I have a much greater appreciation for what he did with the character. Nothing against Jack, or anything like that, because I mean Jack, of course, is the OG. But I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Is this? I mean, just those Christopher Nolan versions of Batman are so dark, and I love them. Yeah, agreed. Just all of those Batman movies that Christopher Nolan did are so fucking great. Man, it's so goddamn great. So great. Those to me, man, it's hard to top that trilogy of Batman movies for me personally. Because I mean, those three movies alone blows out anything from what's that? What was after? What was after Batman Returns? What was it? Batman Forever. Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm having a brain fart. What was after Batman Returns? I know it was one that Val Kilmer had did. I want to say that's fuck. Which one was that one? I think it's Batman and Robin. No, because I think Batman and Robin was after Batman Forever. I don't remember. I don't remember. I want to say it's Batman Forever, then Batman and Robin, then the bullshit with was Batman and Robin. Fuck. I don't remember. I don't remember. But that whole stretch of Batman movies from Val Kilmer to George Clooney, and then from having Batman and Robin and having Batgirl in it with Alicia Silverstone. God, those movies were so fucking bad. God, those movies were so bad. It was so bad. Oh, I actually watched. I watched the MK movie. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. I did watch that Batman. I mean, not Batman. Fucking Mortal Kombat: Scorpion's Revenge. I did watch that movie. I did look at that. What was it? A couple weeks ago on a Saturday, and it was actually pretty decent. It's definitely graphic as shit. It's definitely graphic. It's very graphic. It was very, very graphic. But but yeah, I liked it. It was okay. It was okay. I'm thinking it's going to be end up being another movie, animated movie. The way they kind of left it open ended, but I think overall though it was pretty decent. I didn't have high expectations going into it, but like I said, it's definitely gruesome. It's definitely more gruesome than I thought it was going to be. Well, it depends on what they're going to do with MK11 and how long this is supposed to stretch for. Because I think this is supposed to stretch a lot longer than any NRS game has ever stretched out to. So I'm thinking that we won't get an Injustice 3 probably until next year. Maybe not until next year. If this is supposed to well actually no, because this may stretch until the end of this year. But I wouldn't I wouldn't honestly for me personally, I wouldn't hold my breath that it's coming out this year. I'll be very surprised if it comes out this year. Like I don't get that impression as if they're completely done with MK11. Almost like what they did with MKX. MKX lasted a lot longer than I had thought that they was going to last for. With the addition of the second combat pack, and then having the changes that they did with the online and how that online just runs so goddamn smooth. So I don't know what they're going to do. No idea. What time is it? Okay. So what do you guys got planned for your Memorial Day weekend? You're not going to cook out on the grill or nothing? That's what's up. Cooking out. Things are going to open back up, man. It's just, what's up, Andrew? What's going on, man? Things are going to open back up. It's just not going to be to the extent of how you're normally used to it. There's definitely going to be some restrictions taking place, which it should be. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get the playoffs still. I'm pretty sure we'll get the playoffs. They've already made like a breaking announcement. Yeah, I've been streaming for almost about an hour now, brother. I deal with insomnia sometimes. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. They've already announced that they may be having like a NHL kind of playoff thing happening when everything kind of comes back. But don't say that it's not going to happen, Trey, because I'm pretty sure I'm about 80 to 90% sure they still may have like an NBA playoff. It's not going to be at the time that you want to see it, but I'm pretty sure we'll still get what the fuck is the Last Dance? I've been seeing people talk about that shit. What the fuck is that? Oh, the MJ document. Okay, my bad. I'm thinking that you talking about like a different show. My bad. My bad. Brain fart. Straight brain fart. Straight brain fart. God damn. I'm pretty sure it'll come out on some platform, on something, more than likely. Oh, of course, man. Always chop it up with y'all, man. I always try to find some way, somehow, to be able to kind of sit down with you all for a nice stretch of time and chat with y'all. Oh man, I just realized this too. I just realized this. So next month, it's Father's Day, and just so happens the anniversary of Pop's death is actually on Father's Day. It's on Father's Day. So of course, I don't work that Sunday or whatever, but I'll be taking that following Monday off as well after Father's Day, just so I can get myself back in like a good kind of mental state to be okay and go back to work and being just fine. But I just remember that for some reason that this year Father's Day actually falls on the anniversary of Pop's death. Um, that's all good, man. I appreciate y'all. What happened to your house? Yeah, yeah, dealing with the death, especially of like a family member or a parent or someone that you love. It affects people differently. It affects everybody in a different manner, in a different way. People don't grieve the same way as everybody else. They have their own way of dealing with it and stuff. And so, I take it one day at a time. I have my moments. I have my moments as far as like when it, hits me. If I'm thinking about something that me and him did, or something kind of remind me of something that we did. It'll kind of I'll kind of remember it then. um, while he was at the store. Thank you, Angel. People from the front office looked out the back, tried to turn the key, couldn't turn it. What in the world? Damn, that sucks. That sucks. So I'll be I mean I'll still do what I can do and try to stay as upbeat as possible. I do plan on still kind of streaming or something for you guys that day. But we'll get through it. We'll definitely get through it. And I appreciate that, Oz. Yeah, you guys have no idea, man. I wish I was able to do some type of video with him, just even just for like a few minutes, just so that you guys can see his personality. We're so fucking polar opposites. We're so polar opposites. My father was so out there when it came to like just him talking and stuff like that, and I'm just more of the reserved type. And we're so opposite, but we're the same in a sense. Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. That makes sense, Kevin. So the way I mean, shit, it's the same thing with me. The way I say certain things, people find so fucking hilarious, and the way my pastors will say certain things will be the same way too. So yeah, we'll get through it though. We'll get through it. It sucks that Father's Day falls on that same day as the anniversary. But I kind of feel like, for me personally, when I'm thinking about this, um, yeah, I'm probably about to fix some fucking sandwiches in a second. I kind of feel like as though Zen was almost like a gift from God and my father in a way, because basically the same thing that I'm doing, he kind of did with my brother, my oldest brother, or whatever. And even like going back and looking at it's like an old picture that it's an old picture that my father has when I'm sitting on his lap and he's pointing at this birthday cake. And same thing was in turn like one, and we was in Chuck E. Cheese, and he was sitting on my lap, and I was pointing at the birthday cake or whatever. And my wife was like, "You look just like your father in that picture. You know how he was holding you on his lap, and you sitting there looking at the cake and stuff like that." And I was just like, "Damn, I didn't even think about that." And it's very ironic on how identical and everything it was as far as like body posture and angle and the whole nine. So that's like it's hard to kind of explain though. It's hard to explain. Very hard to explain. But that little boy loved me to death. And I love the shit out that little boy. For sure. All right. Well, it is. I'll do my best, Trey. That's the best that I can do. I can do what I can and trying to guide him in the right direction. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. All right, man. It is about 3:30 now. Yep, it is exactly 3:30. And I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here for tonight. But thank you all for chilling with me for this last hour and just kind of chatting with me for this last hour. Like I said, later on today, I will be back and we will be playing some more Dark Souls 3. And the plan is to play that for a good hour and a half to 2 hours. But other than that, man, I'm gonna get out of here and relax now and probably try to watch something and then I'll end up falling asleep. So You guys have a good night, man, and thank you all once again for chilling with me for this last hour. And I will see you all later on in a few hours. So have a good night, everybody. Take care of yourself and get some rest.